Hello and welcome to MK Rants, a podcast where I, your host MK, take you on a wonderful journey through anime, manga, comics, and cartoons. Today's topic, Yashahime. Alright, so I decided to rewrite Yashahime because I have many opinions on the show, and this would be the best way, I guess, to illustrate it. Like the Black Clover videos, this is in no way meant to disrespect the original work, but I'm also here to speak on behalf of the Inuyasha fandom, as it was my first official anime. I don't count Pokemon, and I have much nostalgia for it, as it was the first anime I watched when 2020 happened. So, you know, it helped kill a lot of empty time. So when Yashahime was announced, I had a lot of hopes, and like I said, Inuyasha was my first anime, and it helped me get through lockdown. So I had hoped it would be a good shonen, and I really hoped that it would have been felt like it was written by Rumiko Takahashi herself. Rumiko Takahashi is a very iconic mangaka, famous for Inuyasha and Ranma Half. And then also Urase Yatsura, who you may have seen is basically a pop culture icon. I don't think Rumiko Takahashi was associated with this project, but that's not to say that you can't still have good character writing and believable storytelling. Part 1. Characters Gone Bad. Alright, so, this segment is very self-explanatory. I'm gonna change the characters, or the main characters, Moroha, Towa, and Setsuna. So, the way the segment is going to work is I'm going to talk about them, the characters, as individuals, and then work on their dynamics with one another, because it's bad. Also, I for some reason didn't include Hisui in this part of, like, the segment thing, probably because, I didn't think that he was important for this. So, just note that he'll come up later, and I will talk about him later. Not into the capacity that the trio will have, but to, like, some capacity. Later, he will get mentioned. Moroha. She's not bad. Out of all the characters, she was my favorite, and she felt the most well-written out of the trio, which was disappointing considering how the main characters are Towa and Setsuna. However, I don't like her power division, as well as the fact that she reads more Inuyasha and less Kagome. So I would give her 1 to 2 sword moves, 1 arrow-based attack that can get added, and then her arrow-based attacks can get added too. She would get Kagome's Sacred Arrow and maybe a toned-down version of the Windscar, because she's a quarter demon because of genetics, as Inuyasha's a half demon, and I'm not going to go into that tangent right now. I also have the idea that she would visit Tochosai in order so she can slowly make her sword look like the Tetsaiga, as she takes a lot of pride in the fact that that's an heirloom that's now in the family, but she doesn't get it yet, but she will at some point in her lifetime. I don't know if she ever will, or maybe maybe she just feels like she wants to be close to her dad or something. I don't know. I also feel like she would get bullied a lot due to the fact that she doesn't really have any distinct demon-ish features. And, like, they bully her because she's not even half demon. It would also make a decent parallel between her and Inuyasha. Of course, it definitely wouldn't have the same struggle, but I think there is some sort of, like, there's, like, kind of gonna be a thing like, oh, you're not even, like, half demon. Like, you're just, bad. Towa. Okay. She's boring. I didn't like how she never wore her actual school uniform. Also, it's completely white. I don't uniform, like, I don't get that the whole child, like, I get that the whole child in like Shishoma, like the whole child of Rin Shishomaru thing is like a thing. It, like, hold on, I gotta reread that because I went off on a tangent and that messed up my sentence. I didn't like how she never wore an actual school uniform. Like, I don't like the whole child of Shishomaru and Rin thing, so, like, it's already bad, but then she's in, like, modern day Tokyo, so, like, the whole thing, so, and she doesn't wear a school uniform. I'm like, and as a whole, I just go, scrap the whole girl, she sucks so much. Like, how she's better than Setsuna, but still, that was a lot. As a whole, I'll come back to her when I get over the plot. Setsuna, boring. That's all I have to say. She was boring and she was so blank. Part 1.5, I guess, fixing dynamics. Okay, so clearly I have a lot of love for Moroha. and that is because she's the best character, and it's a shame she didn't get more screen time. PSA, I didn't even finish the first season because I felt gross and like disgusted after it was confirmed that Rin and Shishomaru were canon. And if we learned anything from Black Clover, it's that if you don't get screen time, you get off-screen development. And so this is how I would fix their dynamics, because so Paul Setsuna. It's bad. Like, I understand that they've been separated for 10, 13 years, because, like, they're 15 or whatever, but, like, it's so stiff when they reunite. Like, I would want them to have a very natural dynamic, and they bounce off each other, and they feel like they've known each other for years despite the time that they spent apart. Like, I think this would be an obvious change, but clearly it's not, and clearly the writers, I don't think, really took that into consideration. Like, I honestly found that so disappointing. Like, it's so stale. Like, I get it, but also, like, it's so bad. And I want them to feel like characters, not caricatures. There's a difference. I'm not gonna Google it because I'm lazy. Moroha and the girls. They also seem like they didn't really like Moroha, or they didn't need her. Like, why? Y'all are related by, like, blood. Your dads are siblings. I feel like at the very least, Setsuna would be aware of Moroha and be civil with her. Like, your cousin. That doesn't mean you have to like each other, but it means that you kind of do have to get along. I also feel like that, considering that what we know, or what I know of Setsuna, there should have been some sort of rivalry between her and Moroha, because she's a demon slayer, but Moroha is a bounty hunter. So then they could have this game on who could manage, like, to kill the most demons by the end of the year. The winner has to do the other's chores or something, or, like, buy them a meal or do something like that. I also feel that, like, most of the time Moroha is carefree, but in battle she can be the most organized out of the girls, because yeah, she's a bounty hunter, and yeah, she doesn't take a lot of things seriously. She does understand that survival is a thing, and she has to understand what's going on half the time and how to, like, figure out, like, how to serve a battle. And I feel like Kagome or Sago were kind of able to teach her a little bit more. So now it's time for the big chunk of meat in this video. This part is the longest and by far the most, I guess, maybe the most furthest from what I explained. So yes, what I explained here, what I just explained was basic character changes. I also really wanted to just, like, that's kind of taking the whole series into account. This is kind of the big overhaul and just changing to make sure everything is good. Okay, so like I said, part 3, an overhaul of the story. Okay, so this is the biggest change I'm gonna make, so get ready. Toa and Setsuna are not Rin and Shishomaru's kids. Instead, they're going to be Rin and Kohaku's kiddos, though I was reading through the comments under a I'm a Wonder video, and the commenter said that Shishomaru could have adopted kids. So I think I'm just gonna go with that as one. That'd be hilarious, but I also like the idea of Shishomaru being a grandfather, so we're just gonna stick to the Shishomaru having adopted children thing. Moroha would stay relatively the same along with my changes. I think they're simple enough, though. Next big change I'm making is Kagome, Inuyasha, Shishomaru, and Rin are in their lives. Rin, I'm gonna put, I didn't put, like, a note here, but Rin, I think, would be a good older sister to the girls, because I feel like, because, you know, why not? And also, I hated how Kagome had, like, they, like, abandon their kids. Like, I understand it's for plot reasons, but, like, Rin's in a tree, Shishomaru's doing nothing, and then, like, Kagome and Inuyasha, they're MIA, I don't know where the heck they are, I don't have the energy for it. Like, don't fridge the characters, man. We want nostalgia. We come into the show expecting nostalgia, so for you to, like, kind of, like, we're already, like, expecting you to mess up the status quo, but, like, we're not expecting you to, like, change everything and not have, like, a big part. Like, literally, the title character of like, the original series just be gone, like, with absence, like, with no explanation. It's so annoying. Again, I never finished season 1, and I understand there's a second season, but, like, I don't really want to go back to it. Also, give Moroku and Sango's twin daughters, like, a personality. Like, Hisui gets screen time, and, like, I see a ship that Setsuna that is Setsuna and Hisui. Like, he's only, I think, like 4 years older, maybe even like 2. So, like, I get it, but, like, it's stale and dry. Kohaku was meh. In the first few appearances we get of him and the Demon Slayers, like, the Demon Slayers have yet to become the big village that it was before. But, like, I also remember, like, from what I remember, like, his other Slayers were, like, sad. They looked like maybe they belonged as, like, background characters and Komi can't communicate. And Google isn't gonna help me because, like, most of the photos are of Hisui, who isn't even Kohaku's kid. So, like, why he pops up when, like, I Google Kohaku is, like, beyond me at this point. The third change I'm gonna make is... yes, we can go through the Bone Eaters well again, as that is the main part of Inuyasha and, like, a good core of the story, and I think we need to make that distinction. It will also add a layer of intrigue and mystery, because, like, why not? So why can they, you know, Moro, Setsuna, Towa, and Hisui, well, like, go through the well? Well, that part is something hard. Well, that is something hard to explain because of the way I filled the role to help with the way I have to help fill that, like, mystery is with the role of the villain. See, the villain in the anime is hard, like the anime already is hard for me to pin down because, well, it just is with Pirate Dude and, like, a guy with a skull on his face, but also other people. It's hard. Like, it just, like, I understand. I think that the villain or something is, like, Shishomaru is, like, Inuyasha, and Shishomaru's, like, father's, like, the villain, but, like, also wasn't that, didn't Inuyasha kill him when he learned the backlash wave? I don't know, like, genuinely, and I don't really care, because I thought that was really bad, like, and it's, like, it's bad because, like, I can't pin it down. And, like, Inuyasha's villain worked so well because we knew who he was at a glance. And because he was because he was a very big interlocking piece that made the whole story work. Like, without Naraku, we wouldn't have the conflict, which is what established him as a good villain. I'm not saying you can't have villains, but a lot of villains in anime either are kind of there and sit on their henchmen. I think a good example is, like, Father from Fullmetal Alchemist, but also, like, he's a good, like, interlocking piece. A lot of what started happened because of what he did. I'm not going to spoil Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, but, like, just so you know, stuff goes down, and the villain is a big piece of the puzzle. Oh my gosh, someone just Discord messaged me. I really hope they don't, like, message me. Oh no. Panic is ensuing. Okay, never mind. I fixed that, I think. Okay. So, okay, so after this part of, like, note-taking, I just have, like, a ton of bullet points. I don't have a good transition for that, so we're just gonna dive into the bullet points. Also, I marked them with, like, little stars, and I think it's really cute. This is probably my favorite part of the whole thing, so we're just gonna go with it. So the villain is the Pirate Dude, who Toa gives an apple to because I love the flamboyant villain, and also Ship War. Okay, so this dude really likes the idea of Naraku, because even in death, he still left a huge impression on the feudal era. So he, who's totally a demon if you can't tell, forges a Shikon jewel not a Shikon jewel, not a replica, not a new one, I guess. He creates, like, a crystal, no, sword, no, a shield! Okay, so hear me out. This shield is meant to work in a way that it can shield itself from the warp of time and space sort of way. But the only way to make it work is by using the Bone Eater as well. Why? Because, reasons. The reason for this is that he knows Naraku fell in this era, so using the shield, he's gonna go forward in time in order to try and achieve what Naraku couldn't. I didn't explain anything after this bullet point, but basically, like, he heard rumors about the Bone Eater as well, and so he made the shield in order that, like, through, like, demon bones and whatnot, probably, like, precious metals, and whatnot, but basically, if it works, if it can work, like, he can go through the Bone Eater as well. And what I mean by, like, trying to achieve what Naraku couldn't, like, take over the freaking, like, take over the world, basically, because that's kind of what Naraku wanted. You know, you know, he wanted Shikon Jewel, he wanted to make the world his, and I think that Pirate Dude, I forget his name, could could theoretically do that, but like try to achieve it without the Shikon Jewel, because the Shikon Jewel is gone and we're gonna make it gone. I hated the idea of like the rainbow pearls in Yashahime. It's so dumb. Like, it wasn't even hinted at in Inuyasha, so that's like the problem with sequels. You can't just drop stuff in and expect us to understand it. So why can only the main group go through? The well, that is. Well, that's because the shield breaks in half. Well, to be more specific, the group Tam didn't really tell the adults they could go through because they wanted to defeat the villain and not worry, especially Kagome. Like, see, Moroha didn't really want to tell Kagome that she could go back because, well, evil demons are leading through to modern day Tokyo, but also because that was Kagome's homeland, and Moroha, being Kagome's daughter, doesn't want to see her mom get her hopes up in order for, like, nothing to really work. Also because the shield breaks in half, technically, it's still powerful. Not as powerful, but, like, they can still go through it, right? It's so weird. Okay, so why did the shield break? Well, the girls, Tam, go to the well to eat dinner or look for medicinal herbs, like as Kagome might have needed some or whatever. That's when the pirate dude shows up and starts to go into the well. Except Moroha tries to shoot, and like her mother before her, breaks a very important item. In this case, the shield. Okay, now they have two parts of the shield, the girls go grab Hisui along with a few supplies, say adios to the parents under the pretense that they want to go and try to map out the route that their parents took through their journey, and jumped on into the well into modern-day Tokyo. I need to take a breath. That was a lot for me to say all at once. Oh my gosh. I need to pace myself. I've been working on this video for so long. So long, man. I'm so tired. So what happens now? Well, it's simple. They wind up at the shrine where Kagome grew up. Obviously, they run into Shota, who is Kagome's brother, except now he's older and married. So he goes to get his mom, and the moment his mom sets eyes on Moroha, she starts sobbing, because she knows from the moment that she lays eyes on her that that is Kagome's daughter, and she's now a grandma. Yay! So they would move in with Shota and his wife for the time being, and his wife is very happy that she gets to meet her niece. Later they enrolled the group Tam into middle school. Probably Kagome's old middle school, so hijinks ensue. This bullet point is labeled shenanigans. Okay. Shenanigans! Alright, so now that we went through the whole plot, or well, the setup for the plot, plus the MacGuffin of the series, to make this part simple, it's the gang going and trying to stop the demons, and that are being brought into modern day, and them trying to stop the pirate dude. To add drama, the dude is gonna go to the same middle school so that he and Toa can start to fall in love. So he and Toa start to fall in love. But he knows he's causing problems for the gang. But he's fully aware that he's causing the problems that the gang TM has to solve. Power system. Well, I already touched on Moroha at the beginning of the podcast, so let's talk about the rest of them. I really hoped you paid attention to the Moroha thing, because I'm not going to bring her magic up already. Okay, so more bullet points! Yay! Bullet points. Toa. I think physical combat would be her shtick. Because, yeah, a magic energy sword is cool, but it's not as entertaining as cool combat. Also, I think it would mean some beautiful fight sequences. Like, imagine. Setsuna, she could keep her double-edged spear along with some extensive knowledge on different demons. My drawback for this is that... Okay, I didn't pause, and like, I'm out of breath. So we're gonna start that again. My drawback for this is that the demons start crossbreeding and creating new demons, so while she has a ton of knowledge, it's very rare on how much of it can be used in this era specifically. Because there's different species now, and they have different weaknesses, and it's a whole thing. Hisui. He can keep the Hidaikots because obviously he's Sango's child. However, you can't use it very well because we need him to have character development and see him come into his own. I think what would be a good plotline is if he's very nervous to take on the Hidaikots because that is Sango's main weapon and that's his mother's, like, one of his mother's, like, greatest possessions, and so he doesn't feel like he's worthy enough to inherit it, and because of this he struggles to use it. Like, he uses it but not very well, and slowly we see him come into using it more and more until it becomes kind of like an extension of his own body. Okay, headcanons. It's simple. Like, this segment is so simple. I'm basically writing a fan fiction at this point. like, because the show sucked so bad. But, okay, so Moroha is very conflicted about not telling her parents that, oh my gosh. People need to stop. So Moroha is very conflicted about not telling her parents that finally they could go back and, about her parents, that they could finally go back to modern day Tokyo, or to Kagome's era, and close up loose ends. Like, I know Kagome kind of did that already, but, like, I wonder if she sometimes, like, misses her family. I mean, I hope she does, otherwise, you know, you kind of just assassinated a character there, Yashahime, not gonna lie. Once everything gets resolved, Moroha takes a necklace, makes a necklace out of a small piece of the shield before destroying the rest, so that her mom and dad can go see, you know, their family again. Like, they can go see Kagome's family again, you know, I think it would be nice. Hisui and Setsuna are childhood friends. However, Toa never really liked Hisui, but she was always good friends with his sisters. That, I think, would be really cute. And also, like, come on, man. I want the sisters to have a personality outside the fact that they're twins. Please and thank you. It's not that hard. Moroha and Soda's wife are, like, besties, and it's hilarious, because I think they would have some really cute bonding moments. Shishomaru adopted Toa and Setsuna once Rin turned around 13-ish, because he wanted to keep being a dad. Rin is an awesome big sister to Toa, Setsuna, and Kohaku is an amazing older brother figure, because remember, Rin and Kohaku are amazing. They don't have children yet. Rin could be pregnant, hypothetically, if you wanted to go that route. I personally don't want to. I would rather focus on the girls, and maybe there could be something for as an after thing. I don't know. Shishomaru is a protective dad and thinks Rin could have done much better than Kohaku, but they get along well. Pirate Dude, while knowing that it is Toa and her group that are stopping him, he still likes to make her feel special, give her flowers and anything, you know, help her study, you know, the whole thing. He's totally evil, but, like, totally not evil at the same time. Like, look, he gave flowers. Also, the girls don't know at this point in time. Okay, so a character I didn't really touch on, but I'm gonna take a quick minute and a quick second to do here. I didn't touch on Shippo in this show, or in this version, nor, like, Songo and Moroku. I think Songo and Moroku's characterizations are very well established in Inuyasha, and I don't think much needs to change, other than the fact that now Moroku's married and isn't a lecherous monk anymore. He can still be a monk, and I still think that he would be a great father and to his kids, and Songo would be a great mother figure because she always seemed to care about, you know, Kohaku, and, you know, I think that would translate very well into, like, motherhood, and I think that they would be really content together, and I think that they would definitely be the people who would calm down, like, Kagome and Inuyasha when the girls are like, when everyone's like, we're gonna go rap out y'all's route to stop Naraku. And they're like, oh, okay, and then Songo and Moroku are like, it's okay, I trust them, and they know their way back to the village, and, you know, stuff like that. So, I talked about Songo and Moroku, but not Shippo. Oh, I'm so tired. I have been working on this video for so freaking long. Okay. So Shippo, I think, definitely would be the kind of, I don't think he would be a love interest for Moroha because but also I think that they would be really good friends, and I do think that they would be, you know, the BFFs who would, like, hate on everyone else, and I think that would be really funny. I also think Shippo would definitely be very supportive of the hijinks, and I think that they would be the one, and I think that they would realistically be the one person that that the group would tell that they're gonna do, that they've been in hijinks in modern day Japan, right? Because, like, that'd be funny, and he would totally not tell anyone, because I think that'd be funny. Also, Kilala or Kirara in the sub, or in, like, the original Japanese, goes with Hisui as well, through the well, because I think that's cute. But Shippo's also dating someone. I think he would probably be dating a nice human lady. If we really, really want to reach, I definitely would make her, like, one of the girls Shippo had, like, a crush on in, like, the first series, because they were on the same age, and I think that'd be really cute. Also, make his design good. Like, Yashahime did him so dirty, and I don't understand. I don't understand how it's that hard to make, like, a good-looking character design. So bad. Okay, so final bullet point here is the show ending. So final face-off between the girls and Pirate Dude made me like a ton of demons. Also, Hisui would probably be off somewhere. Toa's crying as they fight because, like, betrayal. How dare you be evil? You're attractive. We had a good, steady relationship going. You had to go ruin that whole, like, the whole thing. Like, thanks, man. But also, like, that's kind of a rude thing to do, you know? You ever think about that? Okay, clearly I've thought about that right now. I have clearly overthought this. The girls go ham and combine their powers and destroy the shield. They don't kill Pirate Dude because it's like a TV-14 anime. Like, come on, man, I don't want to see that. They go back to the feudal era. Moroha gives Kagome her necklace and then her necklace with the piece of the shield in it. So why would they destroy the shield if they gotta give a chunk of it? I don't think they destroyed the shield, but they, like, managed to grab it or something. And then, you know, happy family reunion. Toa and Setsuna also get necklaces so they can travel freely and still go to school along with Moroha and Hisui, along with, you know, because, like, why not? Also, I have a feeling that, the Pirate Dudes, they would probably lock, Fire Dude, or they would lock Pirate Dude away somewhere. I don't know where, but just somewhere, because, like, we don't need them to, we don't need him escaping. Like, I have a feeling, like, Toa would kind of be betrayed, but after a while, they, like, kind of, like, they reconcile with each other, and then bada bing, bada boom, the ship is sailing, I guess, kind of, sort of thing. Also, I have a feeling that, when Kagome reunites with their family, like, it's just the most precious and, like, heartbreaking thing. I don't need things to be okay in that scene. I need things to be sobbing. I want to sob in that moment. You understand me? Please. Please don't be Naruto. The show as a whole, personally, was already much better than Naruto. Like, was it bad? Yes. But was it as bad as Naruto? No. So, yeah, there's that. And also, like, I think that, you know, not everyone, so it would just be like Kagome gets her necklace. The girls get their like Toa and Moroha get their necklace, along with Setsuna, who, like, and then Hisui, like, I think would just stay in the modern day, and, like, would stay in modern, like, he has, like, a bracelet or something, like, he doesn't, like, or if he, like, or, like, he could probably, like, hold on to, like, Setsuna's hand, probably, to jump back through the wall and get back to, like, also, it only works on people who specifically originated, who, like, born in feudal Japan, in that era of existence in humanity, I guess, because, like, I don't need, like, a million people. Also, I'm gonna briefly talk about this here. That was a weird swallow talk thing. But I hated how this show really took me out of it when, it talked about, like, the apple scene. When Pirate Dude eats an apple and Toa's like, oh, give me the apple core. We don't gotta I don't want it to, like, cause bad stuff to happen. Like, it's an apple, like, I get it, but also I think it just took me out of the show because it slapped me in the face with, like, a thing of, like, with realism. Like, I don't need you to be realistic. I'm here to watch women, and I want to watch teenage girls in feudal era Japan fighting people and punching each other in the face. I don't need an underlying message of, oh, I don't want to ruin history's time. I understand that, but, like, still, Kagome never brought it up, and it kind of, and in that sense, it always makes me feel uncomfortable watching, like, Inuyasha, and, like, eat food. Like, do they take the bags with them? Do they disintegrate? I don't know. Part 4, my conclusion. Alright, so that's all I have for today. We have 4 whole pages of notes, and I'm finally done. I really didn't like this anime, clearly, but that doesn't mean I can't try to make it better, quote-unquote. If you ever need, like, if you ever want to, like, thank me for making these videos, follow me on Instagram, like, and then I also have a webtoon called Soda Light. I'm working on getting pages because my computer is being a butt and refuses to crop them in the proper file types. Links will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye-bye.